you know this, but my wife is from Charleston, so we do spend quite a little bit of time here, you know. We're in Palm Beach right now, up with a massive fucking toothache. I knew 2 weeks ago, I chipped a tooth on a piece of chicken, and I felt the nerve exposed, and I knew the day would one day come to where it's just unbearable pain. That was this morning. I'm like, I need to go to an urgent care to sort this out, so I can sign shit all day today, or else it ain't happening. So they gave me some antibiotics, and it's gone, the pain's gone for the moment, but I'll have to be at the dentist right when this is over. Yeah. But there is the best backyard mini ramp ever in Johns Island. It's just, dude, Vern, it's just a private ramp that I like train on. I try to get here as much as I can to just skate that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, I just saw, like, before we came in here and you were, like, signing, and you just did a photo shoot with Darth Vader. I want to know, like, what were some of your, like, big fandoms when you were growing up? Like, were you super into Star Wars or what?
Yeah, well, I would say Comic-Cons are the only place. Some dude took the photo of me taking a piss in the urinal, and I'm next to fucking Batman and Barney with a big purple dinosaur. Like, anybody who didn't know I was at a Comic-Con, they'd be like, what the fuck is going on in this bathroom right now? You know, my manager at the time was actually having dinner with my wife's mom, not knowing who he was, and he's sitting there like, so she's like, so how was your day? He was like, oh, it was pretty good. You know, I just had dinner with Batman and Robin, and, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog was there, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles showed up. She's like, is this guy on fucking crack? It's like, no, he books Comic-Cons. He's telling the truth. He really did have lunch with the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They're all great guys.
Yeah, they're all great guys.
So much fun. Okay, so being here at a Comic-Con, Bam, if you could have one superhuman ability, what ability would you like to possess?
Well, good question. I think I would like to be invisible just to hear all the fucking shit talk from the poser troll fucking, you know? Just because, for instance, there was this long line at this one Comic-Con, I think it was in Evansville, Indiana, but 30 people down was this guy in a red baseball cap, and somebody came up and was like, hey, you know that mega shit talker dude that's always online? I'm like, yeah. He's like, see that dude in the red hat 30 people down? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's the guy. I'm like, no way. So I wait for him to come up just to see what he's gonna say, and of course, because it's all interweb muscles and you're really brave behind the computer screen, when he gets like, just want to say I'm a great big fan, and I'm like, really? I didn't even bother saying I know who you are, but it's just like, oh my God.
Invisibility sounds fun.
Yeah, I'd like to be invisible.
That's a good pick. And obviously being here at Spooky Empire, how about, what was the first horror movie that you remember, like, losing sleep over?
What's funny is my shaman has become my best friend, and you know, he's from like Persia, and he has this really funny logic because he came to a horror con to like see me sign autographs and just check it out. And he's like, sometimes I just don't understand why somebody would wait in a very long line to pay somebody $100 to say, can you sign this, please? You have scared the shit out of me for life, and I've lost sleep over it. Yeah, dude, I get it. It does not make sense. But yeah, the first movie that scared the shit out of me, probably, I don't know if anybody remembers that movie, Christine. It was a car. Oh, yeah. It just starts up, and then like, if I don't even know, because I haven't seen it in so long, if I watched it today, I'd probably be like, oh man, this is goofy, but I don't know why it scared the living shit out of me back then. Yeah, this car that just starts automatically, now we just have a remote, and it's like, oh yeah, it's 2025. I know. I can drive my car right now with my little Tesla app.
Oh God. I was gonna say, if they remake Christine with like a Cybertruck or something, no.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so you mentioned skating and everything. I wanted to ask you, because one of my favorite wrestlers is Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know about like how you and Darby became like such close friends.
Darby pretty much, he skated Tony Hawk's ramp, so I saw a picture of that. That's the only thing I knew about him. I never really knew that he was like a big wrestler guy, but he pretty much knocked on the door at Castle Bam one day saying that he was playing a show, he had a day off, and he wanted to skate. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and skate. So he did, and then, you know, saw his skate park in Atlanta, and we skated that, and we became really good friends ever since, and he actually came to Thanksgiving dinner with us in Atlanta at my wife's sister's house, and her mom comes over, he's got his fucking head in an ice bowl with a stopwatch for 3 minutes. She's like, what is he doing? I'm like, he's training to climb Mount Everest. He's been doing this shit for a year. He really did climb Everest to do it. So the fact that he has a head in a bowl for 3 minutes with ice water trying to time himself, it really, you know, I know it sounds like 1 out of 100 people die trying to climb. That's a fat chance. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that, but he did it. He brought his skateboard on the top and did the highest kickflip, Guinness Book World Record of altitude. Then he went to Shark Week and put on these heavy boots and did the lowest altitude kickflip. I guess he put weights on his skateboard and did a kickflip underwater with a fucking scuba gear on.
Is there anything that like Darby's done that you're like, holy shit, this kid is like crazier than me? Like, has he?
Well, it's just, his stories sound kind of unbelievable, but they're real. I'm like, hey, I thought you were going to Mount Everest to climb it this weekend. He's like, oh, I got hit by a fucking bus in New York City, and now I'm in the hospital. I'm like, for a wrestling skit? He's like, no, I just got hit by a fucking bus. Just by walking down New York City, only you.
That is, yeah, he's...
But with these Comic-Cons and everybody says, like, what's the funniest kind of story that you have? So, I did this funny-ass song called I Want to Bend My Dick Around the Back of My Ass and Fuck Myself. Not thinking that it was possible, but this kid shows up in line, he goes, hey, Bam, I want to show you a stunt. It entails me getting on your table. Is that okay? I'm like, do what you gotta do, bro. Gets on the table, pulls his pants down, bends his dick around the back of his ass, fucks himself, you show you. I didn't think it was possible. I was just making a funny song.
What convention was this? Where was this?
I think it was in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Semi-recent, 2 years ago.
Wow. Good for him. Like, you know, he went up there and he did the thing. Okay, all right. How do I pivot away from that, Bam? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's talk music. Okay, obviously, like, music has always been, like, a huge influence on your life. How does it influence the way that you create?
Well, being a professional skateboarder, you're pretty much filming at least a year non-stop, and sometimes you spend 5 hours on one trick, and when you get that one trick, that's 1 second of screen time, which would eventually equal 3 minutes for a video part that you worked a year on. So you need to find a 3-minute song, which is pretty much what all songs are, to fit your video part. And if your song sucks, then your video is going to suck. I mean, what if you played, say, don't tear my heart, I ain't fixing this gnarly skate chick on it. What the fuck's going on? So, like, you really have to make your music fit the skate part. So, I'm really passionate about it, especially having 65 episodes with Viva La Bam. That, you know, I like everything from, like, gothic rock to rap to everything, really. And I'm working with this band now called Amor Adunam from Puerto Rico that sounds kind of like him from Finland. And it was to the point where I had my Spotify on shuffle with this weird band called Lacrimus Profunde from Austria, and the shuffle came on, and I'm like painting or whatever, and I hear this song, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Amor Adunam, where are they from? Where are they from? Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, are you serious? All right, looks like I'm going to Aguadilla. So I did, and we've been working on an album. We're up to like 6 new songs now that nobody's heard yet, but my friend Alan Price, he was in a band called Shinedown, and he lives here. So we went to a studio, and I powered out 2 songs last night. Yeah.
You're busy. Songs, Tooth, now you're here. That's insane. You briefly mentioned Tony Hawk, so I wanted to ask, like, what is it, like, you're part of the game, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, do you, how do I ask this, like, politely? Like, do you play as yourself?
I had to get rid of the game because I was having way too much fun, and I was actually missing airplane flights over it, like 8 of them, to the point where my mom was like, you're ruining your, like, business career over this. by a fucking video game. I'm like, shut up, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. I'm like, all right, I'm not missing a ninth fight. Get this game away from me and put it in the closet for a while. So now that the new game came out, I did play it at Activision, and I was starting to get really addicted again. I was getting PTSD flashbacks, and I had to put it away. I feel like I should skate in real life rather than play that game, but I mean, I gotta give it to him. The first car I've ever had was a shitty 89 Buick Regal with a big Misfit skull on the hood that my aunt gave me for free. My second car was a red Ferrari Medina that Tony Hawk got me from that video game before I even turned 16, so it was just sitting there waiting for me.
And I was gonna say, talk about a great soundtrack, like for a video game, it was like revolutionary.
Yeah, you know, I think record labels always just push whatever new artist they invested a lot of money in, and it didn't go that way with, you know, Tony Hawk's video game, where it's like, we're just gonna use all the skate songs that we listen to when we're doing skate contests or skate jams, and you know, he got to actually pick, and it wasn't like a business move to make profit for signed labels.
Okay, so if it's okay with you, ma'am, we do have a microphone.
Yeah.
For whatever questions you might have, now is your opportunity. Ask anything. We heard about it. Yep, okay, we got it.
Yeah, I'm no filter. I'll answer anything. I don't get offended.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
1 hour 8. They were America's parents. It was my Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
So how are they doing?
They're good. They're in Pennsylvania. My mom owns a antique store called Rose Hip Barn, and you know, my dad's been like my accountant since as far as I can remember. So, you know, their days are pretty monotonous, but they love it that way. They're simple.
Well, we love them and we love you. Second question: did they really make you guys float the whole Brandywine? Or was it like?
Oh yeah. If you look at a map, the Brandywine River pretty much starts at the Brandywine battlefield, and I didn't even know that it eventually took you to the Delaware River, but for 2 days floating down that son of a bitch, getting all married and fucked up, we figured out that it did make it to the Commodore Barry Bridge in the Delaware River.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, can someone help him? Oh, wow, perfect. What's your name?
Dixon.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your question, Dixon?
What is your favorite skating trick?
My favorite skateboard trick would probably be, it's something that I guess people say that I invented it. I don't even know if I saw somebody else do it, but it's called a whirly bird, and I grab the nose when I ollie and I flip it 360, and then I just catch it and land on it, and that's actually what the Tony Hawk game picked to be my new special trick for this game, so I'd probably say that. And it's still really hard for me to do. You know, sometimes I'll try it for 50 tries and then I might not even land it after trying it that many tries, so. But it's a difficult trick, looks really cool, and sometimes I just nail it, and other times it's just hard to predict.
Do you skate, Dixon?
No.
Not yet. The day is young, right?
Yeah. You know, if you want to be a professional skateboarder, you got to start at that age. I really feel if you make it past 13 and you start skating, I mean, you might learn a couple neat tricks, but you'll never be pro. You have to start real young. I started when I was 6. And I mean, I actually see 2-year-olds that can drop in on like 4-foot ramps. It's crazy. They're all padded up and stuff, but like, you know, it's crazy.
This question has multiple parts. I know that you supplied old footage for the new Jackass movie. What was the worst thing you ever done in that shot?
Okay, so I'll sum it up. Out of all the injuries, I have 16 staples in my head, broken clavicle, broken tailbone, 8 broken ribs, 4 broken ribs, 15 broken wrists, hyperextended elbow with the bone sticking out, and 3 broken feet, about 2 over here, and all the fingers and toes. But the worst pain I've ever had was a toothache. It was a tooth, not this one that was this morning, it was another toothache. I showed up to the emergency room with a pair of pliers and a napkin. I said, I am not waiting in this Friday night line. I'm gonna rip this thing out right now myself if you don't take me back there now. They're like, come on back. Besides that, the worst pain I've ever gone through was being in a fucking drunk tank in Vista, California for 17 hours and they wouldn't give me a fucking quilt. I'm like, I am freezing over here. They're like, I'm like, give me a blanket. They're like, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? They're like, because you can hang yourself with it. I'm like, there are no hooks, and plus I don't want to do that. And if you're successful enough to figure out how to hang yourself with a fucking Amish quilt, then you deserve it. I'm cold. Picture being out in the cold just for 10 minutes and shivering. That sucks. 17 hours of that. It's like you're flexing. Yeah, it was very torturous. It was long, slow term torture. Hug it out. I want to put him in a bare knuckle boxing match and like a DC 10, he's guaranteed to go down.
Sports terms. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you, DC.
Hey, babe. It was nice meeting you.
You too.
Yeah, my question is, your career's been so long, there's been so much amazing stuff, we've got to see on tape and everything like that. I was just wondering, like, what's your, some of your, like, best memories of everything that you've been through?
Best memory was taking Don Vito to Europe for the first time as he did not appreciate nothing one bit. We landed fucking Paris and I'm trying to show him to the Eiffel Tower. He's like, it looks like a fucking rundown Texas oil well. They should knock it down and build new. And plus he was very angry because he found out we all flew direct from Philadelphia, but I made him go to Abu Dhabi, then Constantinople, and then another pit stop in like fucking Rome. Before he's like, you son of bitches, I'm going to flight for 36 hours. And he flew right here. I'm like, oops. He's like, fuck you, asshole. But I dared him to eat this metal Pop-Tart wrapper for 100 euros on the flight. And he's all drunk and he's metal wrapper in his mouth and then he's swallowing it for some Corona. And we shared a room the next day and I'm just sitting there, he's in the bathroom and I just hear, oh fuck. I'm like, is that metal wrapper? He's like, hey, fucking asshole. Little things like that. Every 65 episodes of Viva La Bam we filmed and, we had a $300,000 budget per week to fly people in, fly people out, blow shit up and fix it. So, that's quite a bit of money that you could have a lot of fun with your friends for 300 grand a week for 65 weeks.
Yeah. Another question I had for you as well is, do you know if Viva La Bam is ever going to be like released again on Blu-ray or something, or like do you have a crate of it somewhere I could buy it from you?
I don't know what the deal of that is. As far as I know, is the reason why it probably isn't on Netflix is because of that little stint that Don Vito had before he passed away. So what happened was he was supposed to do an autograph signing at a mall, and he landed early, so they had a lot of time to kill. The promoters took him to a fucking strip club, got him shitbag wasted. And then, when he's at the autograph signing, his thing is if you're a guy, he'll fake choke you for a photo, and if you're a girl, he'll fake touch your boob. Well, this 15-year-old chick, I guess, there's a photo of him touching a boob, he had a sex offender charge, and when I think of a sex offender, I think somebody's trying to lure in somebody to their hotel room to like do something gnarly, like to tap a boob in a mall in front of 4,000 people is completely different than trying to be some shady, But anyway, I think that partially might be the reason because Don Vito's in every episode, so other than that, maybe they're lazy and they just haven't gotten to it yet. Don't know.
Well, it's great to see him and, that you can relive all those memories watching episodes of the show and stuff again. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
And I just wanted to ask the really original question you probably never heard before. What is one thing you will never do again? I've seen it on all that you guys done.
One thing I'll never do again. Well, I'm married now, so Jackass can't fuck me anymore. I'm taken. No, Come on up here. Come on up here. It's Dannii Margera, and she's the reason of me skateboarding again. She's a stretch coach who got my legs back, and she says I have a gay boyfriend called vodka, and if it touches my lips, I'm cheating.
So he'll never drink again, he'll never do drugs again, he'll never lose his credit card at a strip club again. Not exciting, everybody. He's come a long way from the Somerville, South Carolina girl that doesn't mess around.
And the stripper stole my phone. She also racked up 20 grand in a nightclub in one night. How is that possible? If you know how that's possible, raise your hand, because
I thought that was you. I go, is our twin here? That's our boy right there.
give me that, man.
Anyway, so he'll never drink or do drugs again, y'all. That's what we're gonna wrap that up. Woo!
And you know, I had a real fucking drinking problem for about well over 10 years straight, and I would just wake up feeling like shit, knowing if I had a drink I would feel better, and then I would grab another one because I feel they were better, and then I'm in the same cycle of waking up, throwing up, need a drink, and she sorted it out. She was like, I've been to so many treatment centers, and I realized that the things that they don't teach you in there, she just looks me up and down and goes, you have never had a 9-to-5 job or a boss tell you what to do, huh? You just work on your own time and there's no rules that apply. You need a fucking bedtime. So I don't care if you're hanging out with Billy Idol, get ready to jerk off Iggy Pop. You're going to fucking bed at 10, and that's that. And I do go to bed at 10, I wake up very refreshed and I'm ready to start my day. And boredom is my trigger for alcohol, so now I just don't get bored anymore. If I have any sense of boredom, I'll just walk a dog, I'll go skateboarding, or I'll fucking jerk off stalefish, I don't know. But I can't go to the Irish pubs no more and spend all day cracking jokes with them, you know. I thought it was fun, I guess. I don't know, but I sure wasted a lot of time. Man.
How's it going, man?
Hi.
So, one of my favorite bits was when you got the gator in the kitchen. I was wondering, whose idea was that? How long did it take to set up?
So that was, there was an alligator in the Poconos, and we had to get it down. That was like a $10,000 rental for the alligator. And we put it in the kitchen. There was a guy on standby that was the trainer for it. And yeah, what was gnarlier, I don't know if you remember the elephant that we got. We got an elephant from Connecticut for $13,000 a day, and when it arrived, we weren't ready to film yet, so we had to have the elephant stay overnight at a Walmart parking lot so we could prepare ourselves for the next day, so another $13,000. We were building a moat and a drawbridge to turn my parents' house into, and once the drawbridge was done, we brought in the elephant, and I was like feeding it apples in there and shit. It was really fun, but yeah, that was more expensive. The alligator wasn't too hard to get. I don't know why up in the Pennsylvania Poconos where they have an alligator, but that's where it came from. Yeah. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? All right, so in the late 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, that's the first time I ever heard of you. I'd go over to my friend's house and they had these CKY tickets, these skateboard tickets. How did you end up getting up with those guys?
So I wanted to do something different because with skateboarding videos, everybody always just puts their gnarly skate trick, gnarly skate trick, gnarly skate trick. They never show any personality or like funny type stuff. And I knew for sure that I wanted to be a pro skateboarder, but I also wanted to do funny shit as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a movie with professional skate tricks and gnarly stunts and skits because I went to high school with these really funny motherfuckers like Ryan Dunn, Brandon DiCamillo, Chris Bragg, Ray Kyan, and my brother, and they all didn't skate, but I knew that they were funny as hell and they had a lot of talent. And so I would use them for the funny skits that we would film, and then I'd go into Philadelphia and on the weekends and skate with people like Josh Taylor, Stevie Williams, people that are real big time today, and film there on the weekends, and I would go home. So I put together this video, and through word of mouth, it sold over 1 million copies called CKY, and that's when it got the attention of Jeff Tremaine, Spike Jones, and Johnny Knoxville, and they called me up on the phone and asked me if they could use that footage to create a pilot for MTV to pitch called Jackass. I said, yeah, sure, do it. And, you know, when they did do it, and they did put it out like a light switch, it was like instantly famous, instantly rich. You know, it was like really weird having that kind of, you know, it just doesn't seem like things are that big anymore. There's just show after show after show. They're fucking numerous cooking shows. I don't know these days, but you know, Jackass was such a big thing that everybody saw it at least at one point or another.
Well, you killed it.
Thank you.
Question. I was a big skateboarder back in the day, and I just wondered how you got where you are and drinking at the same time. Because I was in a contest at Myrtle Beach and came in third, drunk. Wow. And if I'd have hadn't been drunk, I might have come in first. I just wondered how you got around that, or if you just didn't drink before you skated, or.
Well, that's the thing. When I went to a treatment center, they're all used to like, so when was the first time you started drinking? They usually say 12 and shit. When was the first time you started smoking cigarettes? 13. I didn't start drinking until I was 23, and I didn't start smoking cigarettes until I was 28, and I didn't try cocaine until I was fucking 30, because I was so busy being a professional skateboarder that I didn't want to do any drugs or drink to ruin what I was trying to become. So once I looked in the driveway and I saw a fucking red Ferrari, a purple Lamborghini, a blue one, a black Audi R8, a Porsche Panamera, 2 Range Rovers, 2 Hummers, a Bentley Balenciaga, and a fucking 1928 Mercedes and a DeLorean, like the Back to the Future car. I just looked at it and I was like, I ran out of goals and wishes. I'm just gonna get fucked up now, and I sure showed me. So I did that. So I was super late in all of it, and I never skated. When I'm drinking, all bets are off for activities. If I told you I was going to meet you at Planet Fitness tomorrow at high noon and I wake up hungover and I sip on a beer, all bets are off. Don't like to break sweats when I'm drinking. It ruins my buzz. So, and the doctor told me in 2013, he's like, your legs are like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse. If you think you're going to skateboard again, good luck. Reach down to touch your toes, and I did, and my hamstring popped, and I was out for a year, which made me drink even more. And then when I met my wife, she was like, don't listen to that fucking idiot. I'm a stretch coach. If I stretch you an hour a day, your legs are going to go back to normal. So, you know, right before Hulk Hogan passed, he was walking around with a cane. He's looking at me, he's like, what's up with you? I see you shredding again on that skateboard of yours and you know, all this, and look at me with a cane. I'm like, well, fuck pieces of stretch coaches to get one. But yeah, it's all about stretching, really. And I really thought my legs were to the point of no return, so.
One more question. Yeah. Did you like ramps or bowls better?
I like transitions in general. I was never like a ledge guy, and vert is kind of too big for me. I just like mini ramps and concrete bowl transitions. That's always up my alley. Yeah. Yeah, so Hulk Hogan, I guess like 10 years ago, probably by now, he was like, I'm really sorry to hear about my friend Bam passing away, and it's all over Instagram. And I call him up, he's like, oh my God, you're alive. I'm like, yes, I'm alive. I don't know, false alarm. You probably should have called me up to find out if I was really dead.
Check. Okay, we have time for these final 2 questions.
Hey, sorry, yeah, so I'm a huge Guar fan. So the one episode of Viva La Bam where you had Guar, I gotta know about that. How fun was that?
Yeah, so first of all, Guar showed up to play over a backflip by the Metal Militia on his dirt bike, a kickflip by a skateboarder, and another backflip by a BMX dude. And this was all done in Delaware. And it was a really windy day that day, and Brian Deegan was like, you know what? I told you I was going to do a backflip, but it's really windy. I'm like, then just do an air, man. This show is for like 13-year-olds. It doesn't matter if you do an air or a backflip. Just do something, and we're all satisfied. He's like, no, I told you I was going to do a backflip, so I'm going to do a backflip. I'm like, well, I don't ride motor dirt bike, so whatever you think you're capable of, I guess go for it. Well, he went for it. his steering wheel went into his, like, he lost like a kidney and a spleen and a lot of things, and it was a real horrible day. He was stuck in that hospital for like a month or two, and I think that kind of dwindled his motor career, and I feel real bad about that. But on another note with Guar, they put on those fucking outfits all day, and the next night they're doing the same thing. I went into their locker room and it smelled like a fucking anchovies cunt in there.
Wow.
It's like a Jackass stunt to put those pads on. I think everybody's mics has died.
Mine's so.
I got one last one.
What was your favorite trick or prank on Viva La Bam?
My favorite prank on Viva La Bam was, alright, let's see. Well, I got my mom pretty good, quite a bit. Well, I guess it would just be the first episode because it was so fresh of you know, messing with my parents. So I gave them a nice limousine and put them up at the Borgata in Atlantic City. Nice paid-for vacation, thinking to the nice son that I am, when really it was just a ruse to get them the fuck out of the house so I could put $30,000 worth of skate ramps in there and fly in Tony Hawk so we could have a big giant skate jam. So we did that, and then I was also putting hydraulics in my dad's van like a Snoop Dogg video, you know? So as soon as him and Tom Vito go to the McDonald's drive-thru, we have all these hidden cameras, and as soon as they grab the food, I press this button, it just starts bumping up and down like a fucking Ice Cube video. That was a real fun day, and then we drove his van off of the cliff right after that. So that was the first episode of Fun Day.
Great question. So my husband texted me a question. I don't know, you don't want to ask it yourself? You want me to ask it for you? Okay. Obviously, like now being friends with Darby, and we see a lot of celebrities in the wrestling ring, he wants to know if there's a chance we could see you make an appearance in maybe AEW.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really watched it. It's really weird that I hang out with Darby all the time. We go bowling, we go skating, we go golfing, and I've never been to his show. I've never seen it.
Have to.
Yeah. So I guess once I see it, I'll see if I would like to do it or can do it.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you okay doing one more question? Okay, this will be our final question.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
So throughout all the shows, who was the toughest dude and who was the softest dude?
The show, meaning?
Viva La Bam.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say the toughest dude, because he's brave, would be Ryan Dunn. That's why we nicknamed him Random Hero, because whenever I'd be like, somebody's got to get on that wheelbarrow up on that roof and get pushed into this fucking pricker bush. We need to get footage. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Ryan Dunn was like, give me the thing. I'll just do it. I'm like, all right, Random Hero. So, you know, so that, I think he was the gnarliest. He would always step it up to notch to last minute to get proper gold footage for whatever we were working on. And yeah, I would say Ryan Dunn.
Well, thank you so much. I have to say, obviously, like, we've all grown up with you, but this is my favorite band that I've ever gotten to meet. You have such a badass woman by your side, too. It's been so amazing to meet both of you.
You know, there's been so many Comic-Cons where people are like, last Comic-Con, you fucking dumped a drink on my head, punched me in the face, and then my buddy went to jail over you. I'm like, what? All that happened? I don't know. Now that I'm sober, I'm like, I said sorry and I meant it.
You're the best. If you haven't had a chance to go meet Bam yet, make sure to go meet him at his table. Thank you so much.
And hey, Morgan, can we all get a group photo right here? And Morgan, you can take it from there? Yeah. Ellie, want to jump up? And we'd like to thank Morgan and give me